Having some different psychology students, you really now do have the tools to figure out some really, really important answers. I wanted to end this by saying thank you to all of you and to congratulate you. And we are now going to have Professor Nemec Professor Rayleigh come up and speak to us about the honors program.
Good afternoon. To be a researcher, you must first conceptualize an interesting question. Then you must design a study to test that question. Next comes collecting data, mostly from individuals, which can take days, it can take months, or it can even take years. Then you analyze the data using various statistical techniques, sometimes often really complex ones. And finally, you write it all up, including discussing the theoretical and real-world applications of your findings. So these are the series of steps that we faculty engage in on a day-to-day basis. It can be intense, and it can be grueling at times. Do I see any head nods with that? But it can also be thrilling and fulfilling, and that's why we do it. We have a bug for research, a passion that we try to infect students with through our teaching and in our labs. And many of the students you see in front of you today have engaged in research with us. The psychology department is really distinct in having many students take part in our research by being a part of our research labs. But there are 7 students who are receiving the honors degree this year who have fully caught this research bug. They've earned the honors degree by immersing themselves in an intensive, year-long, independent research project guided by a faculty member. This culminated in a written thesis and an oral defense of the project to the department faculty. Here are some of the interesting questions that this year's honors students grappled with. How can we assess personality integration? And does personality integration lead to greater well-being? How does color influence men and women's perceptions of product advertisements? Are blood pressure and heart rate associated with negative mood among adolescents? How does co-rumination among strangers affect mood and social interactions? What factors relate to perfectionists' willingness to disclose information to others? What are the links between parental support and relationships with friends? Clearly, these students have covered a lot of ground in these research projects. Their hypotheses certainly didn't always work out as they expected. For example, one student hypothesized that men would prefer red advertisements, but they overwhelmingly preferred green advertisements. But that's all part of the process. We hope that these students keep the research bug and use the skills they've gained in whatever their next steps are. So I'd like all the honors students to stand so that we can recognize your extensive efforts and your research contributions. The 2015 honors recipients are Clint Cantwell, Kai-Wan Chen, Kara Jenbach, Evelyn Hernandez, Shannon Hughes, Diana O, and Alexis Werner. Congratulations.